NFL.
Watch to the
36 have
end.
been accused of spousal abuse. 7 have been arrested for fraud. 19 have been accused of writing bad checks. 117 have directly or indirectly been bankrupted at least 2 businesses. 3 have done time for assault. 71, I repeat, 71 cannot get a credit card due to their bad credit. 14 have been arrested on drug-related charges. 8 have been arrested for shoplifting. 21 currently are defendants in lawsuits, and 84 have been arrested for drunk driving in the last year. How many of you think NBA? How many of you think NFL? Well, the answer is neither. It's the 430.
Got him! Got him! Got him! Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our U.S. government, better yet, our U.S. Congress. Can you guys believe this? These are the people who are making laws and telling us how to live our lives, but yet they're doing scandalous situations. They're doing scandalous acts like this. And you know, have you ever been in trouble with some type of trouble with the law, whether it be speeding ticket or whatever, and they look at you like you're the worst person in the world, you're the worst person in the world for just going against the law, no matter how minor it may be. These are the people who run the government, right? Who make these laws, who directly know and should understand these laws since they're the ones making them, and yet they're the ones who are abusing the power. See, this is crazy because, honestly, at the end of the day, you can't even put all the blame on them. Some of the blame does fall upon the people because you know why? These are the people who we have running our government, the people who we allowed to get voted into the office, the people whose names we have no idea on our fault of our own, because how many of you actually vote for your Congress? I'll tell y'all right now, I did, but only for a few selected people, and honestly, I didn't really know much about them. I just had to Google right there on the spot. And it was so many, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to be sitting here trying to vote, trying to Google all damn day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. And I'm pretty sure some of you is the same way, you know? So some of this is part of our own fault in regards to we don't really know who we have controlling the government. We just put our trust, or we just, you know, ignorance is bliss type of thing. We just like, who gives a fuck? And you know, I want to blame media too a little bit for not highlighting these names and these members who are in these scandal situations. But also, it's like, how many of us would really care? If they would even put the name out there, how many of us would really fucking know? How many of us will give more of a damn than just for hearing it for that second? And actually decide, you know what, this is something I gotta actually pay attention to, vote on, and realize who I'm putting in places of those powers. This is, at the end of the day, we're more interested and fascinated with celebrity status and entertainers, you know, being caught in these situations than we are people of power, people who are actually running our government. And so, you know, some of this fault does fall upon us because it's like we're letting anybody in there without truly knowing, you know, the things that go on behind the scene. And if you think about it, if this is what's going on in Congress, just imagine the judicial system with police officers, judges, lawyers, prosecutors, you know, just imagine what they're getting away with. Because at the end of the day, in an organization, in an establishment, you know, you guys are sort of on the teams, even if sometimes you're opposing each other. And so what's getting swept underneath the rug for one will be swept underneath the rug for the other. You know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours in this type of situation. And then yet they have the nerve to judge us and hold us to a standard that they have not been trying to live to themselves. And if you think about power, right? Giving people power at the end of the day, no matter who you are, you're going to make sure that power that you've been given watches out for you before you actually act responsibly with that power. Maybe in the beginning you might be responsible with that power and hold yourself to the same accountability even though it's in your hand. But as we know, absolute power absolutely corrupts. And you know, when we're not paying attention to the people who get voted into Congress, and we're not really attentive into like you know, who these people are as a character wise, not just because they know the law. Anybody can really learn the law if they sit down and try to. But it's about the character behind that person in position, you know. And so we really get to see under the underbelly of it all in our society, and just our justice system overall, in regards to like stories like Harvey Weinstein and how many names were on that list that we didn't get to see, and how many celebrity names was on there too as well. I truly see a sickness in our society, and it's not about who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. It's about who's the one who covers it up the best, who's the one who puts on the best mask, the best face. And I wonder just how far of a change it's actually going to make. You know, how much of a care are we going to really, myself included, you know? And so the question begins is, the question starts with, now that you know this information, what are you going to do with it? Is it just a moment to talk about? Or is it something you are going to actually try to make a true change in regards to being more attentive into who gets into those positions? You know, we've heard plenty of outlets preach about knowing who's a member of Congress, but it's like, it just seems like it consistently falls upon deaf ears, or at least it's like a slow progression of us trying to figure this out and pay more attention to. But when you hear these type of situations, and then you wonder why certain things don't get done that we want done, certain laws don't get passed that we want passed, you understand that it's, well, one, it's a bunch of people who are running things for the benefit of themselves, not truly for society. And two, we understand that many of us, myself included, have been sheep in regards to, we give up power without understanding who it is we're giving the power to. And, you know, I think claiming back some of that power does begin with our own understanding of the law, and our own, and us coming up with what changes we want for society, and then understanding who falls in agreement with the changes that we want, and who's going to really push for that, you know? Because at the end of the day, even if it was me, you, or somebody else in that power, we would, let's be real, we would probably do the same thing. We're in a position of power. We're going to look after ourselves. But at the end of the day, it's like, who's going to actually still enact the things that the people want, the people who got him there? And if we have that check there, like we're supposed to have a system with checks and balances, if we enact on our checking of who's in that position and what are they doing for us, are they doing what we want them to do? Because if not, we won't vote you back in, or we won't vote you in the first place. Then, you know, I think we'd have a more communal relationship, you know, because these people are damn near invisible to us most of the time, except come like election season and stuff. And even then, like, it's only a select few of the population who truly actually pays attention to it. So I think this should be a big wake-up call on just the hearing the shock in that room of everybody so sure this is NBA NFL scandal. And if it was, you know, it'd be a lot bigger news, honestly, to be real with you guys. But now seeing that, like, this was actually people who are in control of our government here, oh, you're just like, God damn. Is there not really truly any good, decent people on this planet where if they had certain authorities and powers that, you know, they'll abide by integrity of it, you know? And I honestly, at this point, I'm not sure. But I don't know. You tell me what this does to you. Is this going to help you? Are you going to be, you answer this question for yourself. Are you going to get more involved and actually try to, you know, do your part and making sure, like, you know, whoever gets into these positions are doing what they're supposed to do in these positions for the people? But, or is it just going to be another moment, another video to make? I have to ask that question myself. You have to ask yourself that question. But it's crazy, right?